Warning, I say a lot of bad words. Nachomane. Hey, how y'all doing? I wanted more WWE content on this channel, so now here we are. Before Gunner Scott made it to WWE, he was in OVW. His other name is Brent Albright. He won all the titles down there, and apparently he had this pretty good feud with CM Punk. He was doing so good that he was able to get a contract with WWE. Y'all ever watch that OVW movie? That shit is so fucking ass. Who thought it was a good idea to make that movie? Like, the main characters of the movie is this girl named Hollyhood, Haley J, and fucking Al Snow. Al Snow is also the booker of the show too. Every time I think of Al Snow, I just think of this picture right here from Kayfabe commentaries. If Brian Griffin was like a real life human, I feel like he would be Al Snow. I don't know why, but I feel like that just makes so much sense. Okay, but anyways, back to the story. Teddy Long talking on his little ass phone, that little ass flip phone he got. Teddy Long, player. He on the phone talking about how Rey Mysterio won the title and shit. WrestleMania just happened. Randy Orton versus Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio for the title at WrestleMania. Man, that was one good ass match. Somebody banging on the door. Knock knock, who's there? Oh, shucky ducky quack quack. It's Booker T. He got Sharmell with him too. He came up in the room, dabbing up Teddy Long and shit. He say he got a nice suit on. I ain't gonna lie, these like my two favorite people in wrestling. Both of these dudes funny as hell, especially Booker T. Teddy Long starts talking shit, saying that they lost to the Boogeyman at WrestleMania. I don't even remember watching that match. That match don't even sound that good, to be honest. Booker T responds back, and he say that he got a restraining order on a Boogeyman. Teddy Long looking like, what the fuck? The Boogeyman can't come within 100 feet of Booker T and Sharmell. And if he does, Booker T gonna sue Teddy Long or some shit. I don't fucking know. That's what he's saying. Then Booker T leaves to go get ready for his match tonight against Gunner Scott. Booker T and Sharmell come out to the ring. Booker came out smiling because he got a restraining order on the Boogeyman. I don't know why, but I kind of like the pose Sharmell does when Booker T's pyro go off. I really like Booker T's entrance. That shit cool as hell. Gunner Scott was already in the ring. He got the jobber entrance. This match is sponsored by AutoZone. I heard that AutoZone be selling food. Is that even real? Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. I ain't never heard of that shit. Oh yeah, and also Scary Movie 4. Which scary movie is your favorite? This is Gunner Scott's first ever TV match. Well, for SmackDown, I mean. His first ever TV match was against Maven on Sunday Night Heat in 2002. At that time, Gunner was named Vinnie Valentino. I think I hate that name even more than Gunner Scott now. I tried to find pictures of him as Vinnie Valentino, but I can't find none. I wonder how he got that name. I wouldn't say that this match is bad or anything, but not that much is going on. They're just doing basic stuff right now. Booker T is mostly in control for this match. He doing all the moves to Gunner. Gunner ain't really doing shit. I wouldn't say this is a good TV debut. This isn't really helping him. Well, in my opinion, at least. Booker T hit him with a spine buster, but then the Boogeyman's music starts playing. He's breaking the law. Arrest him. He has a restraining order on him. Booker T gets distracted. Then Gunner rolls him up, and he pins Booker T for the win. That match was almost 3 minutes long, and nothing happened until the end. Teddy Long music starts playing, and then he comes out, and he says, sorry, player. It must have been a miscue of Boogeyman's music. And then he starts celebrating with Gunner Scott for getting a pin on Booker T. This is like the peak of his WWE career right here. That kind of sucks. We go to the backstage, and they show Gunner celebrating again. Instead of Teddy Long, Chris Benoit shows up and tells him, good job. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we bring to the table. I mean, he ain't really do shit in the match, but oh well, fuck it. Gunner Scott isn't on the show for like 2 weeks. Even SmackDown forgot they had this guy. But anyways, Booker T and Sharmell are talking to Crystal. They talking about King of the Ring and shit. Then right in the middle of them talking, Gunner Scott shows up. Booker T went like, what you want, man? This is my interview time. I ain't gonna lie, I would've reacted the same way. Then Gunner went like, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. You may not remember me, but my name is Gunner Scott. 2 weeks ago was my first match on SmackDown, and I beat you. This guy sound like a fucking anime character. Why they make him say that shit? They made this guy sound like a loser. Booker T responds back, and he says, tell me you did not just say that. I'll beat you any day of the week, and I'll prove it in the ring. As soon as he says that, he starts coughing and shit. Booker T say he got a sinus infection. He funny as hell. Instead of them having a match, Booker T gonna find somebody to take his spot. Booker T and Sharmell come out to the ring. Hey, she better be careful kissing on Booker like that. Sharmell gonna get sick too now. The way people dressed back then is so interesting. Even in 2006, Booker T got on this baggy ass suit. It like he got fucking parachute pants on. If I'm wearing a suit, I need that shit to be black, and I need that shit to be tailored. I haven't worn a suit in like a minute though. Gunner Scott comes out to the ring. He copying Chris Benoit's moveset, and he copying his attires too. They should have had him wear like trunks or something like that. He kind of looked like a video game character. He looks easy to make on a wrestling game. This guy's theme is so fucking generic. They gave him like some fucking video game menu music. What the hell was they trying to do with this guy? Booker T grabs a mic, and as soon as he starts talking, he starts coughing. Then Sharmell gives him some medicine. After he gets done taking his medicine, he tells Gunner that his opponent likes to fight. Gunner's opponent is Finlay. My name is Finlay, and I love to fight. His theme is like the Irish version of Carlito's theme. I wish they never changed Carlito's song when he came back. Wrestling things nowadays, they kind of suck. I don't know what the hell Def Rebel doing, but they not doing a good job at all. What they need to do is get somebody else to make them songs. I was watching last year's Royal Rumble, and I didn't even know who the hell was even coming out. All them shit sound the same, or just sound ass. I go on Twitter and everybody shitting on Def Rebel. WWE need to get rid of them. They got Booker T on commentary with Sharmell. He was coughing and shit on the mic. They was barely paying attention to the match. I don't really blame him. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. When I was a kid, I ain't really care for Finlay matches like that. No offense though, because I think he's a good wrestler. But at the same time, I'm not gonna go out of my way just to watch a Finlay match. I know he has some good matches though. Like every year, I hear people talking about his one match he had against William Regal in WCW. I'm not too big on Finlay, but I like William Regal. I remember on SmackDown, they always had Finlay face Matt Hardy. And like almost every time Matt Hardy's mouth would start bleeding, he was beating the shit out of him. He got some hard-hitting strikes. SmackDown was kind of weird, but also cool at the same time. But I thought that Raw was better than SmackDown. Right now, though, I think that SmackDown's better than Raw. Okay, but anyways, Finlay tried to use his shillelagh, but he failed. I don't even know if I said that right. He was using that rep in damn near every match. Gunner tried to get back in the ring, but Booker T stopped him and hit him with a super kick. Then he put Gunner back in the ring, and then Finlay hit him with his finisher. And then Finlay gets the win. I'm not even surprised he lost his match. After the match, Booker T and Finlay start jumping on Gunner. Booker T stomping on him while Finlay holding his legs. I guess Booker T is feeling better now. He over here jumping around and shit. He was laying a smackdown on that sucker. Like 10 seconds later, Chris Benoit comes out. He goes in the ring and he saves Gunner. Booker T and Finlay fucking ran out the ring. Man, these dudes scary as hell. Why they acting so damn scared for? It's 2-on-1. They could have took him down. That match wasn't bad, but Finlay was just whooping his ass. This is the next episode right here. Here goes Gunner's third match. It's him versus Booker T. They finally having a rematch. They don't even have like a segment or anything. They just made this the first match on the card. Ain't nobody giving a fuck about this feud. They could have did like a promo or something, I don't know. They could have had like Benoit talking to Gunner, or have Booker T talking shit to Gunner again. That's what I would have done to make it like somewhat interesting. This match is sponsored by Tomb Raider. I never really got too much into that game, to be honest. I played that shit like once or twice. I remember that creepy butler that was in the game though. He would just follow you everywhere. I don't like that. I miss the old video games on like PS2 and PS3. These new video games fucking suck sometimes. They fucking charging like $70. Plus they added in DLC you gotta pay for. Man, fuck that shit. This match is also sponsored by Subway. The last time I had Subway was when I graduated high school. And the reason for that is when we graduated, they gave us a free coupon for a free sandwich. I don't know why they did that, but they did. I don't fuck with Subway no more. They ain't got no $5 footlongs. Hey, the people back then really think if you ate Subway, you would lose weight. Whenever I think of Subway, I think of this meme right here. Even though I don't eat at Subway, I think this picture's still funny though. Gunner Scott comes out to the ring. He got some new tights on. I like these way better than the other tights. He got down on his knees and did that pose. I'm not gonna lie, this guy looks so damn generic. This match is pretty much the same as the first match, but instead it's 5 minutes long instead of being barely 3 minutes long. They should have had Chris Benoit come out and be his manager for this match, cause you know he is his protege. Benoit also has a match on this card too. He went up against Finlay in the 2006 King of the Ring first round match. They had a 20-minute long match. Goddamn. I ain't watched that shit, but Finlay won though. Sharmell grabs Gunner's foot. Gunner turns around and he gets hit with a super kick from Booker T. All these matches end with a distraction in it. First it was the Boogeyman theme song. The second match it was Booker T helping out Finlay. And now this shit happening. Shit, fuck it, oh well. After the match, Booker T stands up on the announcer table. Imagine if like while he was standing on it, that shit just fucking broke. He grabs a mic and he goes like, I just beat Gunner something. Fucking buried him. Get the shovel. Then after that, he just starts yapping about King of the Ring and shit. He's in like the finals or some shit like that. Another 2 weeks have gone by. They wait every 2 weeks just to put Gunner back on the show. That's fucking crazy. Bobby Lashley just won his match and now he's walking and pointing to the King of the Ring throne. Hey, imagine if Bobby Lashley won the King of the Ring shit instead of Booker T. King Lashley. I'm low-key mad Bobby Lashley left WWE again. I liked him ever since I was a kid. I thought he looked pretty cool. Booker T comes out and he starts yelling at Bobby Lashley and shit, and they start arguing. They gonna face off at King of the Ring. But right now though, it's Booker T and Finlay versus Chris Benoit and Gunner Scott. Every time Booker T makes his entrance, they always go to a commercial break. I like his entrance. Why they do that? Here comes Finlay. I don't know why he just didn't come down with him too, but oh well. They showing that Finlay about to have a match against Benoit at Judgment Day. Watching these old shows made me realize the way they made these graphics back then fucking sucked. Not all of them sucked, but this one in particular looks fucking ass. It looks like they made these pictures in like 5 minutes. I never really noticed that when I was younger. Gunner and Chris Benoit come out. This is the only time they ever teamed up together. Oh wait, hold on. I just looked on Cage Match. They also teamed up in OVW. I don't know why, but they did. They went up against Daniel Puder and Mr. Kennedy. What the hell was they doing down there? It feels so creepy listening to Benoit's theme sometimes. I still watch his matches, but it's mostly the triple threat match he had at WrestleMania against HBK and Triple H. Now that we're on this match, I got this one Chris Benoit story to tell. I've been wanting to tell this story on on this channel for like a minute, but I didn't know the right time to tell it. Okay, so like when I was a kid, Chris Benoit was like one of the first wrestlers that I liked, so I added him to my action figure collection. This is like the same exact figure that I had too. He was one of the figures that I was using the most. I don't even have my collection no more. I damn near had everybody. Okay, but fast forward to when Benoit died, I was probably in like first grade or something like that. I don't remember. My class at the time had a show and tell, and I decided to bring Chris Benoit to the show and tell. I was watching a tribute show they had for him, and I decided to bring him to school. I was telling everybody that he passed away and shit. Then not too long after that, I found out what he did to his family. So like every now and then, I'm just like, holy shit. I showed a murderer to my classroom. That shit is fucking crazy. Gunnar Scott and Chris Benoit reminds me of Goku and Gohan. I would say Piccolo and Gohan, but Benoit don't even care about this guy for real. It's kind of like how Goku be acting with his family. I remember watching this one episode. Goku was about to get in his tournament, and he had to make a team. He forgot to even ask Gohan to join. That shit was fucked up. That was one of the Dragon Ball Super episodes. I used to watch anime all the time. I ain't watched that shit in like 2 years now. The last anime show I was binge watching was One Piece. I watched like 400 episodes of that or some shit. I forgot. This match right here is the longest match Gunnar ever had in WWE. Barely even 18 minutes long. This is Gunnar's best match. Chris Benoit was carrying this match kinda. I liked most of the spots that he did. Chris Benoit be taking some crazy ass bumps. I find it kind of weird that Elijah Burke was his last ever opponent. Like, I don't know. I would have expected him to face somebody else. The last time I seen Elijah Burke, he was in NWA, and the other time I seen him, he was teaming up with Top Dolla and Velveteen Dream. I was like, what the fuck when I seen both of that shit. Booker T was about to hit his finisher, but he ends up getting distracted by Bobby Lashley because he's sitting on the throne. Then Gunnar hits a crucifix pin and gets the win. I don't like how they end these matches all the same way, kinda. They need to switch it up. This is Gunnar's 5th match on SmackDown. They waited a whole month to book this guy again. At this point right here, it feels like they giving up on Gunnar. They scrapped his storyline. That's kinda sad. For some reason, him and Matt Hardy are teaming up together. I don't know why they put them together. I used to like Matt Hardy a little bit at this time, but not like too much. I really like the V1 Matt Hardy. They going up against Finlay and William Regal. Both of these guys' sons are in NXT right now. That's pretty cool. Both of their sons were able to make it to NXT. Brogan Finlay and Charles Dempsey. I really like Charles Dempsey. I think he's pretty good. I really hope Regal's son makes it to the main roster. The future of WWE is looking bright. Speaking of sons, Benoit's son wanted to be a wrestler. I haven't seen any pictures or videos or anything. I don't know what's going on with him. He said he wanted to wrestle under the same name too. Have you guys watched any recent Matt Hardy matches? I watched them in AEW, and every time he walks, it looks like he in pain. It's so sad. The same shit happened to Jeff Hardy too. Jeff Hardy never changed his moveset. He still does all the same moves, but he can't do it as well. Both of those guys are in TNA right now. I ain't watching that shit. Hornswoggle was under the ring, and then they hit Matt Hardy with the shillelagh right in the balls. What the hell? Matt Hardy mouth always bleeding and shit. That shit used to happen all the time back then. This is a pretty decent TV match, but if I'm being honest, I ain't really feel like watching this match. This match right here is kind of pointless. Like, who even cares at this point? They took this guy off TV for a whole month. Like, what were even Gunnar's booking plans? I wish I could see that shit. All I could find was rumors about what was gonna happen. Apparently, he was supposed to make a heel turn on Benoit. Then they was gonna have like a feud or some shit. I wonder how that would have turned out if they actually did do it. I don't think Gunnar will win though, because he won all his matches by distraction. It's either that happening or his opponent cheating to win, just like right now. Gunnar ain't bad. I'm just tired of the same endings over and over again. In this match, he had a pretty decent comeback though. I think this was the most offense he had in this match too. Matt Hardy was getting his ass beat most of the match, but now both of them getting their ass beat by Hornswoggle. It's kind of crazy to think that Hornswoggle was about to be Vince McMahon's son. Then they just fucking kicked him to the curb. When I was a kid, I was so mad at Hornswoggle because he ended the Cruiserweight division. I still don't know why they even did that shit. I got to see a Hornswoggle match in person this year. It was kind of cool, but just like a little bit though. I gave him a fist bump. The last two of Gunnar matches, I'ma just say the endings of them, cause both of them like 2 minutes long. Ain't shit happening in them. Hornswoggle tried to attack Gunnar, but Finlay stopped him because that would be a DQ. The ref is distracted, and he hits Gunnar with a shillelagh. The very same ending from last week's match. This is like fucking WCW, but no DQs though. Who was booking this shit? Gunnar Scott's very last WWE match was against Mr. Kennedy. His very last match he lost clean in like 3 minutes. It's kind of sad how Gunnar was able to be so successful in OVW, but in WWE he couldn't win shit. Imagine if he went to FCW or like even WWE's ECW. I seen a recent video of Mr. Kennedy, and he kind of looks like Homer Simpson to me. He bald and shit now. Mr. Kennedy was talking, then the Great Khali comes out. Mr. Kennedy leaves the ring, but Gunnar still laid out. The Great Khali picks him up and hits him with the Boogeyman plunge. He tells his manager to put Gunnar in a body bag, and that was the end of Gunnar Scott. He got sent back to OVW for apparently being too much like Chris Benoit. This reminds me of the time DX sent Spirit Squad back to OVW. They put him in a fucking box. Did you guys know back in 2001, the Great Khali accidentally killed a wrestler? He almost didn't have a wrestling career. Damn, that's crazy, but anyways, if you followed the video, hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Nachomane out.